Good morning, everybody. How are we doing this morning?
We're doing great.
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I get to talk to two of my favorite people on the planet,
Oh,
um,
There you
and
go. Let's hope we're not a
and
letdown.
congratulate you on such a an awesome film. It's just got so much in it. Claire, what attracted you to the script?
Um, it was a very unique script, and I feel like we've all said that quite a lot about it, but I don't really know how to describe it. There's something really poetic and sort of heightened about the language that these women use to talk to one another. But Sarah crafted the script in such a way that it was really identifiable. Like I didn't feel like it was isolating or it made you distance from the characters at all. And I'd never read anything like it. I'd never read anything that dealt with the subject matter. I've never read women that I recognise so much, so kind of clearly drawn. It was, yeah, like nothing else I'd ever read, really.
And Jesse, the same thing is this is such a powerful piece. I would imagine that it's hard to say no to something like this.
it became hard to say no to this because I think initially I was almost terrified. It was so huge. Like the context of what this film was discussing was something that I'd always kind of maybe debated silently in my own head, but I'd never spoken it out loud, and I definitely didn't really speak it out loud with many people, the kind of breadth of what this was trying to do. So initially I was scared,
Yeah.
but it was something that kept coming back to me. It kept, like, I'd be just doing some, like, washing the dishes, and I'd be like, what the hell is that women talking script? Like, why is it still? And I guess when that starts happening, then you kind of definitely know that that is, you can't turn that down. Like, something's provoking a question again and again to you, and you can't not go and be part of that.
The writing is absolutely brilliant. Sarah Polley is an amazing creator. Working with her, Claire, was it just butter from the beginning?
Uh, Sarah's a really extraordinary person. She's like a real time version of someone who has experienced so much in their life and is continuing to learn and has such openness and is so willing to be curious and ask other people questions and is not threatened by other people maybe knowing the answer to things that she doesn't know. And I learned a lot from her actually about just how to approach things, how to, and also how you can run a set with that curiosity and kindness as opposed to it being like a competitive, environment. I think that she made a really harmonious set, and I just think she makes it look easy, but I think that is a real gift and very rare. And I really think she's a very, very special director, very special.
Jesse, you come from a world of music. You're a tremendous and beautiful singer. We talked on Wild Rose a while back. Um, does music play a part in you developing characters?
Um, yeah, I always make a playlist to, like put on the car on my way to work for films, just because it's fun. Yeah, so I guess it does. Yeah, and like Hilda, who did the score for this, she's extraordinary. I've got the LP of it recently, which is very exciting. Yeah, do you want one? Shall I get you one?
Yes.
um, so yeah, I love music, and I love music. I love films. I love music.
In our final moments that we have together, and guys, thank you so much for being part of my morning. Um, what do you think audiences, Claire? What do you think audiences are going to take away from watching women talking?
I think it's not really for us to kind of put that on the. I think what we've noticed and been so surprised and amazed by is the difference in audience reaction. I think it's a really extraordinary. I've never been part of anything that has such a impact on people for all sorts of different reasons, and that they want to continue talking about. But the one thing I think that is really interesting is what people have said to me is how surprised they've been about how hopeful the film is. And I think that a lot of people might approach this film thinking it's going to be really heavy, really hard to digest, and it's going to be something you have to wade your way through. And I think that the film is full of hope and humor and love and lightness with all the dark. And I think that I would love it for people to go and see it and be surprised about that, as opposed to kind of feel like they're embarking on something really heavy.
Yeah.
Jessie, I'm going to give you the final word in our interview. The same question. What do you think audiences are going to take away from Women Talking?
I have the kind of instinct that this film will kind of return and repeat in lots of forms for a long time. I think it will. I know from my own personal experience, I've been on such a huge journey with this, and every stage I've learned something new. I've been surprised. I've been hungry to learn more. It's made me embark in different conversations. It's made me buy books that I kind of didn't know existed, and I think whatever people want to take away from it, and whatever conversation they feel kind of inspired to have from this story, that's really all you can ever hope for. Like, all you ever hope for is with being part of making a story is that it has some effect in whatever way, and I think what I feel excited about the most is how the younger generation are talking, from watching this film, and being able to articulate things that I definitely, at the age of 17 or 18, would never have been brave enough to say, or know to own that for myself at that age. And, they're the future, so that's a good thing.
Well, again, thank you guys so much. Claire, The Crown, just amazing performance. And Jessie, I just saw you in the animated Scrooge, A Christmas Carol. What a great voice, as always. So, again, have a wonderful day.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you, and you.